hey, we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna get this thing kicked off, and just about 2 more minutes. So 2 more minutes, we're gonna go live. Let's make sure we go ahead, we pack it out, get some more people on here, and most importantly, as you guys are starting to tune in, hit that like button ASAP before the thing even starts. Smash that like button because we usually have a bunch of viewers in here and not enough likes for me, for my liking. All right. So before we get this thing going, man, I'm about to be teaching y'all something that's gonna be absolutely fire. I know y'all gonna enjoy this morning. I know y'all gonna start implementing it to take your trading to the next level. So just do me a favor, one favor, hit that like button. As a matter of fact, 2 favors. Share this out and hit that like button. And we're gonna run it off at 5:05 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right, let's get it. All right. What is going on? What's up? What's up? I was about to say go live, but YouTube fam, we are back. We are back and ready to take this thing to the next level, man. So I'm super excited. As you guys know, real quick, before we get this thing started, can I see some energy in the chat? I know we got a lot of people that are either on right now or that are plugging in. So we got a little over 50, close to 60 people here. Live is just now getting started. Actually, we just broke 60, so that's awesome. But do me a favor, man. Type some fires, drop some 7s. If you guys are excited for today's session, I'm going to be going over some good stuff. I did do a poll. So let me actually get to this poll really quickly before we get this thing going, because it's actually pretty cool. But I did a poll today, okay, if you guys were not aware, on my YouTube channel, on the Communities tab. And it was actually, all right, a really simple poll. But I asked you guys, it was a really simple question. Did you guys know that there are specific times that the market tends to reverse, right? There are specific times that the markets tend to reverse. And this happens like over and over and over and over and over again. And to my surprise, it's almost a surprise. It's almost not a surprise at the same time. But to my surprise, a vast majority of you, to be exact, 87% of you pretty much did not know. So if we're looking at the poll, 57% of you said you had no idea. Okay, 30% of you said interesting, right? And then 13% of you agreed that, of course, you knew that the markets reversed at a specific time. And this happens, again, over and over and over again. So people always ask me all the time, like, you know, how do you know when to trade? How do you know when to take trades? How do you know when to find the good setups, when to get these reversals, so on and so forth? And I know we went over in a lot of previous videos on my YouTube channel. If you guys obviously have not, been following up, I've been doing these YouTube live streams every week, I believe. I think for the last 3 weeks. This might be week number 4. So probably like a month straight. Let me check. Let me see real quick. Right? Because I've been super consistent with them. And I promised you guys that I was going to do that more this year, which was to be more interactive with you guys, not just producing content, but producing content that you guys can actually learn off of and feed off of, get your questions answered, so on and so forth. So yeah, this is actually number 4. So this is live stream number 4 from your boy. Okay. And from the feedback that I've been getting from these live streams, you all are obviously really enjoying them, and I'm enjoying doing them with you. So if you guys have not already done so, definitely make sure, obviously, you head to my channel. You check out my live streams. I put them in a folder like this. It's called Past Live Streams. It is on my YouTube channel. I have been uploading shorts too, right? But that's just for fun. But if you haven't already done so, definitely make sure you check that out. Watch the previous live streams because we went over some good stuff. We went over pretty much, number one, beginner's guide, trading, where to start, so on and so forth for all my brand new people. Number two, we went over my favorite strategy, pretty much the 3-step setup and how to really utilize it and take it to the next level. And that's just the foundation of how it is that I trade. Last week, we talked a little bit about brokers and platforms, certain platforms to stay away from, which I got a lot of good feedback from you guys on that one as well. And then today, we're going to talk about the best times to pretty much find these reversal opportunities in the market. Now, almost everything that I'm going to be teaching here on on YouTube, I actually do teach on our academy as well, a little bit more in depth and obviously more interactive, more kind of straight to it with obviously getting your guys' questions answered, listening to students that are a part of our academy and our mentorship groups and stuff like that. So again, tap into that as well. I know a lot of you have been hitting me up, asking me about, do I do coaching? Do I do mentorship? All that other stuff. I do. All right. But it is not run through me. Like, I don't have my own website or anything like that. I partner with a company that has the website that pretty much is like, it's almost like supply and demand, right? I need a website. I need, somewhere to be able to live stream. They have everything already taken care of for me. So I utilize their platform to do these live streams and to teach all of my students, again, utilizing their platform. So, make sure you guys go ahead and check that out. And yeah, there are other educators and stuff like that you guys can learn from on the platform too. So the link is going to be in the description. Teachmetotrade.info is where you can get more information on that. Okay. But I'm checking the chat. What I want to do is real quick, because we didn't get it this week. So I like to see, every time I start the live stream, I like to see where everybody is tapping in from. All right. So I know I've seen South Africa in the building. So shout out to South Africa. First ones to toss that in there. But where is everybody tuning in from on this live stream today? Where's everybody tuning in from? Drop it in the chat real quick. We're going to read it. We're going to read it out loud and see where everybody is plugging in from. Because I know you guys aren't all from the U.S., right? Or maybe you are. I don't know. But I'm in the U.S. I'm in Miami, right? So let's see. Let's look at the chat real quick. Let's see where everyone is. Oh, Alaska. That's different. Alaska. Okay. So Alaska was the very first ones in the chat. That means Alaska got the best internet. Right? So we got Alaska in there. We got Atlanta. We got Georgia. Okay. We got the United Kingdom. Shout out to the UK, man. I love the UK. I've never been there. But I have a lot of students from the UK. And the energy is just always amazing. I almost like the UK is almost like the US. It's just a lot nicer. You guys, it's just better. If it wasn't so cold, I'd probably move to the UK. But it's way too cold for me. So we got the United Kingdom. We got Atlanta. We got North Carolina. We got Birmingham, Alabama. Okay. Alabama in the building. Washington. My brothers from Nigeria. Okay. Brothers and sisters, right? Baltimore. Be more in the building. Okay. Minneapolis, North Carolina, South Africa, Cape Town. Let's get it. Okay. Canada, Nigeria. Let's get it. All right. So we got a nice Spain. Hey, we actually have a really big event that's about to take place in our company in Barcelona next month. So in a few weeks, we got a really big event. From what I understand, there's over 8,000 tickets already sold for the event. So it's going to be fire. So Spain, definitely look out for that. Right? Orlando, Florida, South Africa, Nigeria, Missouri, Tanzania. Okay. Let's get it. All right. So we got Hershey. Is that Pennsylvania? Is that Hershey, Pennsylvania? I used to love going to Hershey Park when I was younger. All right. My audio is not loud enough. Is my audio not loud enough for you guys? Somebody said my audio is not loud enough. Is that accurate? Because I'm looking at my microphone. It says that the audio is loud. All right. All right. Sounds fine. Sounds good. Loud and good. Okay, cool. So at least we know it's not me. I like doing the YouTube. Hey, Italy. Shout out. Yo, fun fact, I know a lot of people think I'm Spanish because my name is Rico. Uh, but I'm actually, my mom's Italian. So I always got to give a shout out to Italy. My mom's Italian, my dad's black. So I am African and Italian, to be exact. Cape Town. I would love to come to Cape Town, honestly. But I need a reason to come there. I always tell people, like, I don't mind going to places and, like, doing, big events, like trade events and stuff like that. But there has to be a reason for me to go there. I'm not going to show up and, like, 5 people are in the building. You know what I'm saying? Especially if I'm going to, like, a completely different country. That's absolutely insane. Right? That's absolutely insane. So we should be good with that. Sheesh. All right, so it definitely is Hershey, right? Hershey, Pennsylvania. All right, cool. So I'm not going to drag this on for too long, especially if you guys are watching the replay. It is currently 5:13, so I'm going to try to be done with this by 6 o'clock. What I'm going to teach you guys is not necessarily a strategy, but it's more of a technique, and it's a technique that has helped me in my trading so much. Like, it's insane. I don't think you guys understand how much this has actually helped me in my trading. And the reason why I say that is because it's a technique that, number one, it can be applied to any strategy. Number two, it can be applied to any time of the day. So no matter if you trade New York session, if you trade London session, or if you trade Tokyo session, this can be applied to you, which is absolutely fire. But number three, it's just so simple. It's so simple to learn. It's so simple to utilize. I guarantee you, if you guys are brand new to trading, as a matter of fact, if you are brand new to trading, drop a 1 in the chat for me real quick. I just want to see how many of you here are brand new, meaning like you're not making consistent profits. You probably struggle with strategy or whatever the case may be, right? You're brand new to trading. If you're brand new, drop a 1. And yes, this is a Bang Energy, not sponsored, but it is a Bang Energy. All right. So this is something that even if you're new, you can start utilizing this and implementing it into your daily habits of trading, which is absolutely fire. Now, I always advise people, especially if you guys are brand new, make sure that you have a trading plan, okay? And a lot of the times when we talk about a trading plan, as a matter of fact, I think the next week session that we do, I'm gonna go more into trading plan because having a trading plan is so important. And I feel like most traders, especially when you're doing like YouTube University, most traders don't take the time to actually develop a trading plan. They just go straight into the charts and want to make a bunch of money. But what you guys got to understand is that those who fail to plan to fail, right? Those who fail to plan to fail. So a trading plan is actually very important. But one of the key components to a trading plan is knowing when you show up, right? If you want to be a professional trader, you have to know when you show up to your profession. So I always advise people that you have to know your hours of operation on the charts. A lot of people think that when it comes to trading, like you have to be on the charts all the time, all day, every day, or whatever the case may be. And guys, like that is not the case at all. I don't know where that came from. Maybe like from like the 1960s or the 1970s or 80s or whatever the case may be. But we're not in that time anymore. And a lot of traders literally really don't spend that much time on the charts, especially if you are a binary options trader. I literally only trade for about 30 minutes a day. I'm on the charts maybe for about 45 minutes at most, right? And the reason why that's relevant is because I know that I get on the charts every single day at the same exact time, no matter what. And being that I get on every day at the same time, I'm able to learn how the markets move within that specific time. And the markets, we all know this, that the markets move in patterns and they do the same thing over and over and over again, right? So if you can learn to identify the patterns and get in before it actually happens, this is where we make our money. But I want you to understand that in your trading plan, it's not just about knowing the patterns in terms of like market, structure and, head and shoulders and teacups and all that fancy stuff. It's understanding that, okay, well, if I get on every day, let's just say at 9:30 a.m. and I trade from 9:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m., the markets typically do the same thing every single day around that time, right? So if you're trading New York session, you can get good consistently over and over and over again. You can get good at trading New York session. You can understand how New York session moves. If you're trading Tokyo, it's the same way. If you're trading London, it's the same way. The goal is to get familiar and kind of almost like vibe with the market, like understand the feeling, the market sentiment of what's going on during that session. Because believe it or not, just like you get on every day and you look for the same setups, there are millions of other traders out there that are doing the same exact thing, right? They're getting on at the same exact time every single day, looking for the same kind of setups. And this is where the whole sentimental aspect of trading comes into play, where you start to feel the markets and you can feel what might happen next based off of little things, little indications that you might see that is going on, obviously, as you're going ahead and trading. Now, the reason why I'm telling you guys this is because before I knew about this, what I'm about to teach you guys, it's very simple, man. Before I knew about this, it was crazy. I had a trading plan. I knew what time that I got on the charts. Like, I didn't have any issues with that. But it wasn't until I learned this that I started to decrease the amount of time that I spent on the charts. And that's actually very important because, and I'll give you guys an example. When I wake up in the morning, okay, I trade the opening of New York, which is 9:30. So I'm usually on the charts by 9:20. I'll trade 9:30. I trade on Nadex, and I use the 10 a.m. expirations. So between 9:30 and 10 a.m., I'm looking for specific setups in that time, right? Now, what happens is that you're not always going to get a setup as soon as you get on the charts. And what it is that I'm about to teach you guys is going to allow you to kind of develop a little bit more freedom and not be so anxious and just staring at the charts all the time. So what I typically do is I get on at 9:30, and I know I typically don't really identify. I'll try to do some markups or whatever, but I don't really see any solid setups, maybe until about 9:40. And then around 9:40 to 9:45 is technically when I get that reversal that would allow me to then, okay, go ahead and get into my trade for the final 15 minutes of that contract, right? So again, though, when I don't get a setup at a specific time, this is what I do. I'll get up, I'll go make a coffee, I'll come back. I'll go use the bathroom, I'll come back. I'm not glued, okay? I'm not glued to the markets. And the reason why I'm not glued to the markets is because I know what it is that I'm about to teach you guys. So let's go ahead and jump into this. We're going to be talking about today one of my absolute favorite kind of reversals. And this is a reversal. That, I'll be honest, I don't even think you will ever find this on YouTube. I really don't. I don't think you will ever find this on YouTube. I have not seen any videos pertaining to this. I don't even hear a lot of traders even talk about this, but luckily I have a good mentor that trained me on this, and it's absolutely changed the game for me. So what we're going to be talking about is market timing reversals. Okay, market timing reversals, the best times to catch reversal in the market. Now, when I say the best time, I know a lot of you got onto this live expecting me to give you a specific time of day, meaning like, hey, the best time to trade is at, 10 a.m. or the best time to trade is at, 7 p.m., right? No, that's not what we're going to talk about today, because to be honest with you guys, there is no best time to trade. You can trade New York session and be just as profitable as somebody that trades London session. You can trade London session and be just as profitable as someone that trades Tokyo session. You can trade Tokyo and be just as profitable as someone that trades New York. There is no specific session that makes you more money. So I want to throw that out the window right away. Okay? What you want to do is when it comes to what time of day you get on, do it based off of your schedule and when you're free and when you're available. I trade New York because I know I'm a night owl. I get a lot of my work done at night. I don't want to be on the charts at night, to be honest. I don't want to be on the charts at night. And then once I'm done with my work, I don't want to stay up until London session to go ahead and continue to trade. My brain just isn't functioning anymore. So I wake up early, start my day early, and I go ahead, trade for 30 minutes, and then I have the entire day to do whatever it is I want for myself. That's my schedule, though. Some of you may work, and maybe you can't trade New York session because you work, right? So trade Tokyo, right? Trade London, little things like that. But again, there's no specific session that is better than the other. So I do want to debunk that right away. Now, as we're going through this, we are going to be going ahead and hitting the chat as well. I'm going to be answering your guys' questions. So make sure that obviously, you get your questions answered. For the sake of time, I'm not going to be answering every single question because there is always way too many questions, and we end up going for almost 2 hours on these sessions. All 4 sessions that I've done, we've gone extremely long. I don't want to do that anymore. All right. So I'll get to as many as I can. As a matter of fact, if you guys do like because I know if you do, I'm new to this whole YouTube live stream thing. I know if you do like the super chats and the super bubbles or whatever they're called, right? The super stickers, your question pops up on my screen. So if you do that, I'll get to see it, and obviously I'll read those first all the time, okay? But until then, we're just going to go straight down the list as we usually do. So let's get into this, all right? Jumping into it. Let's talk about market timing reversals, okay? This is something that y'all super lucky that y'all getting right now because, again, most people don't talk about this. And I really only teach this to a select amount of people. So I was feeling generous today. But what I want you to understand is that there are 3 periods of time, and hopefully you guys are taking notes, right? But there are 3 periods of time throughout the hour that you are typically going to see reversals. Now, when you're getting this, you want to make sure that you go ahead and you pair it up with whatever strategy that you already use, okay? So if you already have a strategy down, if you have confirmations, pair this up with your confirmations. Remember, this is a technique to add to your arsenal. This is not a strategy itself, okay? It's a technique to add to your arsenal, all right? So 3 times that we typically want to look for, okay? Number 1 is going to be, write this down, quarter hour. Okay, quarter hour. Okay, number 2 is going to be half hour. And then number 3 is going to be full hour. Okay, so we have the quarter hours, the half hours, and the full hours. Are you guys following along so far? Okay, so if we're breaking this down to make it simpler for you guys, when we're talking about quarter hours, we're talking about all increments of 15 and 45. So what do I mean by that? So we're going to go ahead. Let me type this in first so you guys can see it visually. Okay, 15s and 45s are all quarter hours. Okay, quarter hours. So what does that mean? So 5:15, 5:45, 6:15, 6:45, 7:15, 7:45. Okay, these are all quarter hour reversal times. Okay, so those are the times where you want to look for your quarter hour reversal times. Number 2 is going to be this. This is going to be half hour. So half hours are going to be all of the time frames that fall on the 30-minute mark. All right, 30-minute mark. So 5:30, 6:30, 7:30, 8:30, 9:30. Okay? Now remember, this is simple stuff that I'm teaching you, but I guarantee you once we start to look at the charts, and we're going to do that in a few minutes, once we get to the charts, your mind is going to be absolutely blown with how accurate this actually is. Okay? Now lastly, the full hours are all the times that pertain to like on the dot, right? So 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, right? So that's a full hour. All right? So you have, again, you have the half hours, the full hours, and the quarter hours. Does that make sense to everybody here? Are you guys following along so far? Drop a 7 if you guys are following along so far. I want to make sure everyone's getting this, okay? Drop a 7. All right? This is next level stuff, I'm telling you. Next level stuff. Most traders do not talk about this. This is going to be absolutely fire. Watch. Absolutely fire. So the idea, okay, the idea is that if we can start to understand this concept of the half hour, full hour, quarter hour, this will allow us to understand when we should be looking for potential reversals. So like I told you guys, I get on the charts at 9:30, but I as a trader also know that the market's open at 9:30. So typically you're going to see some slight movement, but I know that I usually get my markups. I'm looking to identify by 9:30, but I'm not getting in at 9:35, right? I'm not getting in at 9:40. It's typically going to be at 9:45 that I get that beautiful entry, okay? And that's the time that I trade, okay? So I know as a trader when Scooby's son, what? I didn't even know Scooby had a son. Well, shout out to you, man. Let's get it. I mean, if we're talking about the same Scooby, how's he doing, by the way? I haven't spoken to him so long, man. Throwback. All right. But, so, I lost my train of thought with that one. All right. So, let me get back to it. All right. So, that's what I was talking about. So, when we're talking about when you're getting on the charts, okay? When you're getting on the charts, it's very simple. The understanding of like, okay, I get on at 9:30, 9:45 is when I take my trade. What that allows me to do is it takes the stress and the anxiety off of me because I already know as a trader, I get on at 9:30, the markets are going to start to move. I can do my markups, so on and so forth. But subconsciously, I already know that I'm not going to get the trade until about 9:40, 9:45. Why? Because that is the quarter hour reversal mark. So it gives me the freedom to wake up, right? Come to the charts real quick, mark it up, and then I got about 5-10 minutes. I can set my alarm. I'll go make my coffee. I'll go use the bathroom, whatever the case may be, and I will come back and then look for a setup. You guys can start utilizing this, and this, by the way, works with it works with both Forex and binary options. I know it says binary options in the title, but this, remember, guys, when we trade binary options, we're still trading in the Forex market. So even if you scalp on MT4, this works for that as well, right? This works for scalping on MT4 too. But again, it gives you that freedom, and it allows you to understand when to look for these potential reversals in the market. So what I want to do is, real quick before I hit the chat, is we're going to go over and we're just going to look at the market. Now, I was trading EJ this morning, so that's why I got some markups right here on EJ. But I was trading EJ this morning, so we're just going to look at EJ for the sake of this training and saving some time, okay? And I just want to show you how accurate this actually is in catching those big reversals. So we're going to start from the right side over here, and then we're going to make our way all the way over here. And all I'm going to do is we're just going to go ahead and look at each of the different reversals that we may have here, all right, the reversal points. And once we see those reversal points, I'm going to go ahead and draw vertical lines on all the big reversals. And after I draw the vertical lines, we're going to go ahead and we're going to check the time of when these reversal happens. Okay, when these reversals happen. All right. Now, before I do that, guys, real quick, we got over 100 people on this live. Do me a favor, man. Go ahead and hit that like button if you guys are on right now. Over 100 people on the live. Hit the like button right now. Okay, hit the like button right now before we get into this next step. So here's what I'm going to do. We're just going to go one by one. One by one by one by one. I'm going to drop a vertical line. So we can see right here, obviously the markets came down, reversed, up right here. All right, so let's go ahead. I'll drop a vertical line right there. Okay, boom. Okay, now the next one, all right, even if we zoom in a little bit, and I'm not going to do too many. I want to do more of the bigger ones. We can use this one right here, but it's kind of too close, so I'm just going to use this one just so that we can give it some space so that you guys can see a little bit better. All right, we're going to go ahead and do this one right here. Okay, boom. Then obviously you guys see here the market was pushing up, 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 up. Boom. Right here, you get this big drop. So I'll put another vertical line here. So we're just marking up the vertical lines. All right, the reversals, the big reversals that we see. And then we're going to go back and check the times for you guys. Okay, so here's another one. Markets came down, down, down. Boom. Then shot up. So I'll put the vertical line right here. Okay. Boom. Here's the next one right here. The markets was up. Came all the way down. All right, so we're going to put a vertical line right here at that resistance level. Okay. I want you guys to see. I'm telling you guys, this is so crazy. I'm about to blow your absolute mind. We're going to use this resistance level again. Back over here. This is next level fire stuff, okay? Fire stuff, okay? Now, with these market reversals, the idea is that you want to be on the charts about 5 to 10 minutes before the quarter hours, the half hours, and the full hours. So whatever time frame whatever times that you guys trade, okay? And by the way, this works with all time frames. So don't even bother to ask in the chat, right? This works with all time frames, okay? So don't even bother to ask in the chat. But whatever time of day that you guys trade, the idea is to be on. I would honestly suggest for this to be able to catch them, even if it's last minute, right? To catch them 5 to 10 minutes before the quarter hours, the half hours, or the full hours. Okay. This is the 5-minute time frame that I'm on. All right. Now watch this. Here's what we're gonna do. Here's what we're gonna do. As a matter of fact, before we get into the good stuff, let me check the chat real quick. I want to make sure I'm getting to everybody. All right. So let me check the chat really quickly. All right. I have the chat on my phone, by the way. That's why I'm looking down. All right. Let's see. So someone said, what exchange has the least lag trading time? I don't really think that matters too much. It's more dependent on the broker that you're using. You have to be able to look at your broker, look at the prices on your broker, and then find obviously an exchange on TradingView that matches up closely with those prices. I typically use Owanda. That's what I use. I use Owanda. So Owanda lines up perfectly, almost perfectly with my broker. So that's what I use. Okay. Boom. All right. Yep. So I am on the 5 minute, just a 5 minute time frame. But again, that doesn't even matter. Does this reversal technique work for all currency pairs? Yes. Absolutely. Okay. I didn't plan this out. I didn't like come to EJ just because I planned this out. I'm gonna show you guys. I'll show you guys at the end, but I didn't plan this out. This was literally like I was already on EJ and we just went from there. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Trey is the name. I'm not sure your question because it's like a two-part question. You said, what is the most money you made at once? Like the longest time you want. The longest time you went. I'm not sure what that means. Is this for every hour of the day? Yes, this happens every hour of the day. All right. This happens every hour of the day. So again, it does not matter what time of day you get on. So I want to reiterate that so we stop getting those questions because I said it a few times and we got like 3 questions about it already. It does not matter what time of day you get on. Okay. This works if you just focus on the quarter hours, the half hours, and the full hours, like I said. All right. So we got 1, 2, 3. We have exactly 6 reversals marked up on the screen. Remember, 5 to 10 minutes at least to be able to catch the move. So let's go ahead and zoom in really quickly. And we are going to start at the very first one. Okay. So the very first one that we see here is right here. Boom. So this line right here, obviously the markets were dropping down, 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 down. Hit this level right here. Let me go ahead and put this. Boom. Make that white. All right. And it began to shoot up. You guys see that, right? Boom, 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 boom. Okay. So whether you were scalping on MC4 or if you were trading binary options, you most likely would have cleared this, right? And again, you want to pair this up with your confirmations and how it is that you trade. Okay. So remember that. Now, if we're looking at this right here, let's look at the bottom, guys. What time does it show right here on the bottom? Can you guys see that? Can you guys see the time at the bottom? What time does it show at the bottom? Drop it in the chat really quick if you guys can see it. For the first one. Right over there. What time does that show? Let me know if you guys can see it. Oops. I think I blocked it. Did I block it? Yeah, I blocked it. Hold on. Let me move this arrow. There you go. Boom. All right. Right? There you go, right? So yeah, 45. It's a quarter hour. It's actually 16:45. Yeah, 16:45. But so if we're looking at this, I know I just gave the answer. But what reversal time would this fall under, guys? If we're looking at this, what would this fall under? 16:45. What would this fall under? Half hour, quarter hour, or full hour? All right. So everyone's saying 16:45. Yep, that is the answer. Now the question is, just to make sure you guys are following along, half hour, quarter hour, full hour. All right. Quarter hour. Perfect. All right. Quarter hour. All right. Now I'm just going to pull up the indicators really quick. For those of you who are on my other sessions, this one right here, best binary option strategy, trading strategy, right? Breakdown with indicators and everything like that, right? This was a fire session right here. But for those of you who are on this session, let me ask you really quick. If we were to enter this trade based off of what we know and based off of the fact that this is a quarter hour that we have right here, quarter hour reversal, right? But boom, that was the entry over there. Would you have cleared this trade? Would you guys have cleared this trade? Drop it in the chat, yes or no, right? Based off of just the basic indicators that we know we use, right? Look, I'll bring up all 3 of them, and this is just based off of the indicators, right? Based off of the indicators, in addition to the fact that this is a quarter hour reversal. You would have absolutely cleared this trade. Whether you got in short term, one candle, 2 candles, right, 3 candles, 4, whatever the case may be, you would have cleared this. We got the Bollinger Bands, boom, stochastic cross, boom, DMI plus extension, boom, quarter hour. Obviously, that's what we're looking for potential reversal times. Lines up absolutely perfectly, and we got the win. You guys see that? Tell me this is not fire. Like, I'm telling y'all, this is next level stuff because most people don't even know about this. That's the crazy part. All right, that's the crazy part. Let's look at the next one. Let's look at the next one. Let's go back a little bit. Boom. So we're going to look at this one right here now. This was a reversal to the upside. Shot up back-to-back candles. This was actually about, what? It's about 10 pips if you're scalping, right? You could have got about 10 to 12 pips if you were scalping that, right? You guys see that? Now, what was this? Half hour, full hour, quarter hour? All right, this was at 15:15. 15:15, half hour, full hour, quarter hour. Boom. Look, it's clockwork, guys. This is like straight fire, straight clockwork. Straight fire, straight clockwork. Even if we're looking at this right here, where it came down, it pulled back up to here, boom. So it came down, hit this part, pulled back, and then continued to go down, right? At this right here, this was at 1600. Even if we put one right here, this stuff happens like back to back to back. People be thinking I'm crazy, like I'm lying when I tell y'all the markets literally do the same thing over and over and over again. Trading is not as complicated as people make it seem. It really isn't. People be in my comments like, oh, you be making trading sound too easy. No, I don't. Man, I'm just telling you what it is. It ain't hard. Look at this. We got a full hour right here, 1600. Boom, drops down 2 candlesticks. If you're trading binaries, you would have cleared. If you were trading on MT4, you could have caught again for a scalp, right? Look at that, about 16 pips. 16 pips to the downside for the scalp. Boom. Look at that. That's a full hour right there. You can't make this stuff up. Can't make it up. As a matter of fact, here's what I'll do as we go along. So I'm going to do this, right? So this was a quarter. Make them a little bit smaller. Make it 20. Boom. So we had a quarter here. We had a full here. We had a, oops. We had a quarter here. Clockwork, man. Over and over and over again. Let's go to the next one, which is this up here. All right. So this top one up there. If we're looking at this top one, looking at the top one, what do we have here up top? Now, we can all agree this is a pretty fire drop, right? This is a pretty fire drop. I just looked at the chat. I'm like, who just called me Chooch? What up, Mike? Yo, I be catching certain things like at the corner of my eye, and it just be the crazy things I be catching. Kemry's my guy, by the way. Kemry's fire. Right? But we got another one right here, as you guys can see. So this is another quarter hour up top. Boom. Quarter hour up top. And this was at, what's that? 13:15. So we got that quarter hour at 13:15. Boom. I'm putting it on this side so we can see the time. Boom. Tell me that ain't crazy, though. Actually, I think I could do it here, too. Boom. Right? Boom. So we got quarter hour, full hour, quarter hour. Right? Are you guys seeing this? Now, if you were trading binary, obviously 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candlesticks straight to the bottom. If you were scalping on MT4, let's try this. Look at that. Boom. That's 29 pips. 29 pips. If you would have stayed in, and maybe like if you're trailing your stop, twin trading, trailing your stop, 36 pips. Like, come on. Over 30 pips on this setup. Right? Fire. Straight fire. Are you guys seeing how accurate this actually is? Like, you can't make this stuff up. Let's go to the next one. This is down here. We're on the very bottom of the market. We made our way, you know, this nice push all the way to the upside. Okay. This was at, what was this one right here, guys? Dropping in the chat before we move on. This is at a nice level of support. We got that nice bounce off of support, right? What time was that? That little yellow box. What time was it? I'm telling y'all, next level stuff, man. If you haven't done so already, make sure you drop a like on the video. If you guys are watching right now, make sure you hit that like button. If you're not already subscribed, definitely subscribe. All right? I'll be giving y'all the real sauce. No fluff. No fluff. We're not here to sell courses, right? No fluff. I'm giving y'all the real stuff. All right? Look at that. Boom. Full hour. All right, you guys are getting it in the chat. Perfect. Full hour. 6 o'clock. Okay, that is 6 a.m. All right. Six a.m. By the way, somebody had asked me earlier if I can show an example of New York session, I believe, right? This is actually New York. I know this because I traded this morning, right? So I actually caught this short reversal off of the resistance right here. I had all my confirmations lined up. I got in at, it was an in-the-money trade, so I trade on Nadex. So my actual entry, my entry for it, where's my arrow? My entry was right above resistance. So my strike price was right around this area, right? The strike price was right around this area. But when I entered the trade, the markets were actually down here. So I got in above resistance, which is fire. You want to make sure you do that. Always get in either above resistance or below support when you're on, you know, Nadex and you're using strike prices in the money. So I got in above resistance, all right? And I cleared this, boom, by the 10 a.m. expiration. All right, this shot all the way up. I was already out of the trade, and I was good to go. All right, so I caught these 3 candlesticks down, and I cleared that within 15 minutes. We were good, came back up, literally shot back up after my trade closed. So if I was in for a little bit longer, I probably would have lost, but I don't take long-term trades, and I knew that this was a counter trend anyway. And I always advise my students, anyone that trades with me, you know, I always tell you, if you're counter trend trading, the idea is to get in and out with the quickness. You don't hold counter trend trades for a long time. All right, you don't hold counter trend trades for a long time. So I already knew I had to be out of this thing within like 10 minutes, and that's exactly what I did. So that's New York session right there. This was 9 a.m., 9:30, right? So 9:30. All right. So boom, like you guys said, so this was actually the full hour. This is 6 o'clock. All right, boom, 6 a.m. in the morning, crack a doning, right? Boom, right there, straight to the top, right? Next one, this one right here, okay? This one right here, all right? This is at 425. So 425, we got the reversal, which will technically be the 430 mark, obviously, because like I told you guys, the idea is to be in 5 to 10 minutes. You want to be on the charts 5 to 10 minutes before the half hour, quarter hours, and full hours, right? So if I was already on the charts, I would have seen that, okay, we're about to hit that, obviously, that half hour mark, okay? We're at resistance. Most likely got all of the confirmations that we needed. Boom, perfect. We got all of our confirmations, stochastic cross, everything right here, right? So everything was looking fire for this trade, and obviously we'd have gotten in, right? We would have gotten in. So boom, still fire. So that's the half hour mark again. And that's off resistance, off of the indicators, and off of the half hour. I think that was our first half hour setup we got so far on this training. And I'm gonna do one more. I think you guys get it by now, so I'm not gonna spend too much time, obviously, going through it. But I did want you to see more of a visual of how this looks and how this works. And we're just gonna go right back to the next one right here, okay? Which is obviously, if you're looking at it, this was 2055 again. 2055. This is actually a full hour, okay? Because the reversal was at 2100. All right, so full hour, boom, 2100. You got in, drops. All right, so absolutely fire. I mean, you could have gotten in at 2100, or you could have gotten in at 20. You know, you could have been on the charts at 2145 to identify. I mean, at 2045 to obviously identify we're approaching resistance. We're approaching that resistance. Start looking for a reversal. But regardless, whether you were half hour, I mean quarter hour or full hour on this one, the reversal still remains the same. right there at that resistance mark. I don't even have to pull it up. I'm sure all the indicators are there as well, and everything is looking good on that trade. By the way, guys, aside from obviously the half hour, I know I pulled up the indicators on this one as well. Aside from all of that, what else do you guys see on the screen right now? I want to see who can see it. What else do you guys see on the screen right now? Let me see who sees it. Drop it in the chat. Drop it in the chat. Drop it on the chat if you guys see what I see really quick. All right, I'll give you guys a hint. This is probably one of my most viewed and talked about trainings on YouTube. One of the most viewed videos I've done, strategy wise. All right, who here sees what I see? What do you guys think I'm looking at right now? Let's see if anybody can get it. Drop a 0 if you have no idea what I'm looking at. How about that? We'll make it easier for you guys. All right, drop a 0 if you have no idea what I'm looking at, and if you see what I'm looking at, drop it in the chat. The African Gamer. There you go. My guy got it. The African Gamer. Shout out to African Gamer. All right. There we go. Now everybody's saying it. Hey, the African Gamer was the pioneer, okay? It was the first one to drop it in there. All right? But, yes, absolutely. It's a teacup right there on the screen, guys. So you guys see how, like, you know, when you start to get better at trading and you're better at identifying these things, you naturally, even subconsciously, you start to get more confirmations for these potential trade entries without even realizing it, right? So obviously, if we're looking at this setup right here, we're at a high in the market. We're at resistance, right? You get the bull, the bear, the lower low, swings back up, comes up to the same price range, boom, hits it, drops, obviously for that sell. Nice teacup pattern. Let's see, let me draw it out for you guys. Boom. Got that teacup right there looking fresh. All right. And this is a sell pattern. This is a sell. So this is a bearish reversal. If you guys were wondering, this is a bearish reversal. I have a video on this. If you guys are brand new to my channel, if you've never seen my teacup video, go watch that video. I know some of y'all are going to be confused, but this is definitely a teacup. So you got the bearish reversal. On top of that, it happened at the half-hour mark right here. On top of that, you got all your indicators lined up. Perfect. On top of that, it's at resistance. This is such a fire trade right here. This is such a fire trade. This is why you got such a big drop on this. Like, if we're matching this up, let's see. Look at that. Oh, my God. This was a 66 pip drop. 66 pips. So you guys see how, like, the stronger the confirmations are, the bigger move you get, right? The bigger the move you get. This is 66 pips. So if you were trading on MT4, you could have made a hell of a lot of money with that. With a 0.10, all right? 0.10, you'd have made about $60, $66. If you were trading on a standard, you would have made over $600 with that, right? It's crazy. It's crazy. And you guys know I can't draw the teacup, all right? I can't draw the teacup without having a little bit of fun with it. So for those of you like, I don't see it. Where do you see the teacup? So this is my T. And this is the cup. Boom. This is my handle. So you get in on the handle. The handle is the sell. Boom. All right, so this is my little teacup. Nice and hot. Nice and hot for you. I trade the 5 minute. That's the only time frame I trade on. It's 5 minute. All right. So we got that nice teacup pattern right there. Boom. All right. But do you guys see, you know, I guess like the jits, like the purpose of this training, did you guys catch it? Did you guys catch what it was that I was teaching you today? Does it make sense? Did you guys learn something today? Let me know in the chat, guys. Does it make sense, and did you learn something? Do you guys see how it's good to be on the charts at these specific hours? The reason why this is really good is because when I was brand new to trading, you know, sometimes I had a general idea in my brain of when it was that I wanted to be on the charts. Like, for example, you know, I used to trade Tokyo session, right? I used to trade at night. When I first started trading binaries, I would trade quick reversals at night. And it was usually after, you know, I put my son to sleep and stuff like that. After dinner, after my son went to sleep. So in my mind, I had like a general time where it's like, okay, I'll trade anywhere between like, you know, maybe like 8:30 to 9, maybe 10, I'll get on the charts. So it was like a general time that I got on the charts. But there were also times where like And this is like natural for all of us. We say, and I know, how many of you here have jobs, right? I'm sure everyone here has a job. Some of you are supposed to be at your job at 9 o'clock, and if you walk in the door at 9:03, you're like, oh, I'm only 3 minutes late, right? Right? Or even if you walk in the door at 9:06, right? I'm only 6 minutes late. So naturally, we don't mind, and especially with trading, because nobody's clocking you. You don't have to clock in, you don't have to clock out. With trading, we tell ourselves, hey man, I want to be on the charts at 9 o'clock every day. And then sometimes we'll show up at 9:07, and we don't really pay mind to it. We'll show up at 9:04, and we don't really pay mind to it. And what we don't understand, what you don't realize, is that even by showing up 7 minutes late, you probably just missed the reversal. You probably just missed the reversal. As a matter of fact, drop a LOL in the chat if you've ever gotten on the charts, and as you're looking for trades, you realize that you literally just missed a trade. Drop a LOL in the chat. If you've ever gotten on the charts, you're looking for trades, and you realize that you just missed a trade. That used to always happen to me. I was like, oh my, like, what are the odds of this? Every time I get on, I feel like I'm just missing it. And then what happens is in your mind, mentality-wise, you start to question, yo, should I get in right now? Should I get in? Is it too late to get in? And then you start to do what? You start to overtrade, right? You start to take setups that you know you shouldn't be taking. You're like, yo, let me just get in right now. And then you get in, and the move is already done. The reversal is already done. A prime example of that would be like this morning, for example. When I was trading this morning, if I would have entered like 2 candlesticks late, right? Well, I trade on Nadex, so they have set expirations. But let's say if I wasn't on Nadex, and let's say I just did like a 10-minute trade, a 15-minute trade, or a 5-minute trade. If I would have entered this setup like 5 minutes late, 6 minutes late, or whatever, I would have lost this trade, right? I would have lost the trade. But again, you got to know when to get on and when to catch those moves and how long to be into the trade. So once you start to understand the market timing aspect of understanding that the market's reverse at these times all of the time, right? Even if it's a small counter trend reversal, like if we look at this one right here, small counter trend right here, boom, right? We look at this one right there. Okay, let me put the arrow there. Small counter trend, what is that? Actually, it's right, boom, 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 right here at the top. So small counter trend right there, that's 1030. 1030. This happens all of the time. But again, the reason why, and there's a lot of LOLs in the chat, so I know y'all can relate to what it is that I'm saying. If you gave yourself a set time of knowing, okay, I get on at this time and I look for setups at this time, then you'll know and you'll understand better, okay, it's okay. If I know, like for example, I trade, like I told you guys, I get on at 9:30. I typically look for setups. I try to be in a trade by 9:40, 9:45. In my mind, and this is just me, if I'm not in a trade by 9:45, I don't get in at 9:50. Now, a lot of people would rush it, try to force it. You'll try to get in at 9:50 real quick, and you'll get a quick 10-minute trade in. But in my mind, if I don't get in early, I missed out on that trade. Because we know, especially in binary options, you can be 1 point. And if the market comes back just 1 point, it'll spike you out and you'll lose. And then after you lost, it'll go in your direction. And then you're like, oh my God, this broker's a scam. this broker's a scam. They're scamming me and so on and so forth. That's not the case. You just got in at the wrong time. So when you start to understand this, guys, I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to change the entire game for you. Everything's going to be changed. Everything. All right, so start utilizing this. Start implementing this. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to hit up the chat really quick. All right. And see what y'all got to say on the chat for your boy. This was a good, you know how I know this was a good session? Because we didn't have there weren't too many comments, right? Questions. There weren't too many questions, which shows me that y'all was paying attention. See, I usually know when y'all not paying attention because everybody's in the chat asking questions that have nothing to do with what it is that I'm talking about. Right? So when you're in the chat talking some crazy, I don't even know what you're talking about, I know you're not paying attention. But being that we didn't get that today, that's good. That's good. All right, so let's go ahead. I'm going to scroll up. Let's see how far we got to go. We had a lot of interaction today, so I definitely do appreciate you guys interacting with me as well. It shows me that you guys, again, are paying attention. All right, so let me see where we left off at in the comments. So someone said, during your daily trading session, how many trades do you take and how many do you usually win? So I try to take minimum, like my goal is at least 2 trades a day. All right. Sometimes I'll try to go for 3. If I have 3 setups, I'll go for 3. But the goal is at least 2 trades a day. And again, you can't really compare too much. I would advise 2 or 3 for everybody here. 2 or 3. If you're trading binary options, 2 or 3. And you can do some good numbers with that, in and out with the bag. But 2 to 3 is always my goal. Sometimes, like today, I only got 1 setup today. If I only get 1, I only get 1. I don't force more. All right, I do not force more. I walk away with my profits and I call it a day. Now, the second half of that question is how many trades, how many do you usually win? Bro, I don't know. I try to win all of them. I try to win all of them. I don't pay attention too much to the ones that I lose. You got to understand, trading is mindset, it's mentality, right? I never focus on my losses. Whenever I lose, I literally don't even pay attention to it. I do not pay attention to it. If I already see that I'm losing, I don't pay attention to it. And on Nadex, you can pull out of your trade early if you're losing. A lot of the times I pull out of the trade early. So I'll either pull out with profits or I pull out with like a break even. But I really don't pay attention to losses. Obviously, I win more than I lose because I'm profitable. And that's all that matters. As long as I win more than I lose, as long as my account continues to grow, that's all that I'm worried about. All right? I don't focus on losses though. Because if you focus on losses, it's going to mess with your mindset. You're going to go into the next trade focused on that last loss. And in your head, you're going to be trying to make up for that last loss. I don't do that. I'm completely emotionally detached to the outcome of my trading. We talked about that, I think Monday on our live session, right? Right, on our live session, I gotta add that, okay? YouTube asked me if I wanted to allow that comment. But, yeah, I'll allow it. But on our live session on Monday, we were talking about that, you know, taking the losses, just the mindset, the mentality. If you're a part of, obviously, the academy and stuff like that, you get on my Monday sessions, you know what I'm talking about. But I don't focus on losses at all. All right? Bada bing, bada boom. Let's keep going. All right, someone said, can you show an example of 930? So we did that today. I showed you the quick reversal that I got in today, counter trend. All right? All right, my guy Maverick said, man, this is going to enhance my decision. I don't even know. I'll be honest. I have no idea. I can't pronounce this word. So I can see it, but I can't pronounce it. Decision finesse. All right? No lie. Wow. I can't do it. Okay? So, too many syllables or something there for me. Someone said, so get in the 5 to 10 minutes before. No, don't get in. All right? Don't get in. You want to get in when you get your setup. Get on the charts 5 to 10 minutes before. You want to, because you want to be on the charts before the reversal. That's the main thing. Right? So you want to be on the charts before the reversal happens. If you get on the charts after the reversal, you can't get in no more because then you're chasing the trade. All right? And obviously, you don't want to chase the trade. All right? Let's scroll down a little bit. Yeah, there you go. There you go. So it said, I'm going to make bands with this. Bands. I literally just did the quarter hour and it worked. And watching you and practicing on demo account on pocket option. Let's get it. Shout out. See, that's fire. So you're watching, you're learning, and you're implementing. That's fire. That's fire. Most people take a long time to implement, man. You just got to get to it. All right. I'm excited to add this. Let's get it. Boom, boom. Yeah, there is a I don't know actually. Let me not say that. All right, DJ David said, do you trade SPX or NAS? No, I don't. I don't trade any indices. I don't trade any indices. I just don't want to take the time to honestly learn it, to be honest with y'all. I'm not opposed to it. I just don't want to take the time to learn it. Because indices are a little bit different, obviously, because it's a different market. It's a stock market. Let's get it. CG said, yes, you explain things very well. Appreciate you. I'm glad you're enjoying and learning. Let's go. Someone said, I get the quarter hour, half hour, and full hour, but the rest hasn't stuck. So what are you talking about, Thomas? Are you talking about like other trainings, like putting it all together kind of thing? Is that what you're referring to? 5-minute candle with 3-minute trades? Yeah, you can do that. If that's how you trade, yeah. That's how I used to trade. If you guys watch like any of my old trading sessions, I used to do 5-minute candle, 3-minute trades. So yes, you can absolutely do that. All right. Let's get it. The African gamer say you a bad man. Let's get it. All right, let me scroll down a little bit further to the bottom. Evan Cabral, I should have never taken him for granted with this time analysis. Absolutely not. You know what's so crazy? Evan Cabral is who I learned from. So, I mean, I know most of y'all probably know that, but a lot of what I know strategy-wise, I learned from Evan Cabral. A lot of what I know market structure, you know, higher highs, higher lows, stuff like that, I learned from Manny Quinones. Everything that I've learned about trading, I'll be honest with you guys. I know I say it all the time, but for some people just don't. I don't know if you don't believe me or if you think I'm just saying it. But I learned from IM Academy. Despite what many people, or despite the opinions of many people, everything that I learned about trading, I learned from IM Academy. I learned my strategy and how to catch reversals from Evan Cabral, which is an educator in the academy. I learned market structure, you know, higher highs, lower lows, support and resistance, even some reversal patterns from Manny Quinones. I learned the teacup strategy from Lasaldo Tavares. All of them are IM Academy educators. All of them. I learned how to trap the markets on Nadex from Ness Viquez. I literally take from all of the educators and I make it my own. See, and that's what makes me so fire. You learn from the best, right? You learn from the best, you do better, right? But yeah, people don't be listening, man. Here's the thing, and here's the truth. If you join under somebody that doesn't trade, like, you can't blame the company for that. That's not the company's fault, right? That's not the company's fault, to be honest. If you join a distributor that promised you a bunch of money and like, oh, all you got to do is just take the signals and blah, 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 and then you get in and all they're doing is taking signals and they're not teaching, that's your own fault. Because you joined to take signals. You joined to make easy money. That's just the truth. Whenever somebody enrolls with me, I never talk about no signals. I never talk about copying my trades. I never talk about none of that. I talk about teaching. Anybody, they be like, hey, do you give out trades? No. Hey, do you do live sessions? No. What I do is I teach y'all how to trade. If you want to learn how to trade, if you're going to join IM Academy and want to learn how to trade, join somebody that teaches how to trade. If you want to join just to make money, join somebody that takes signals or that can put you on a session. It's very simple. The problem is that people invest the money, and this is just me going off real quick, but I got to say it. The problem is people invest the money. They don't make the money in the month or 2 months or 3 months because they realize they joined based off of hype, and then they get upset with the company. When in all reality, you join to make money off of hype. Like, you can't be mad that the person doesn't know how to trade when you didn't ask them, do you know how to trade? It's just the truth, right? You didn't ask them if they knew how to trade. They probably hit you up talking about all the money they made with the signals group and everything like that. You got excited, joined their signals group. They didn't make as much as you wanted to make, and now you're saying they don't trade. That's your own damn fault. Hey, nobody's fault but your own. Right? That is just the truth. I hear people all the time complain that their sponsor and their upline doesn't trade. And it's like, did you ask them if they actually trade, or did you ask them if they're just a distributor? Because the truth of the matter is, guys, I say it too, because I'm a distributor as well. I'm not gonna cap. I'm a chairman in the company. I got a team of a couple hundred people. But I teach how to trade. I'm also an educator on the platform. But I also tell people, and you guys could probably relate or agree with me on this, you don't have to own a Lamborghini to work at the Lamborghini dealership. You just have to know how to talk about it. So when you're talking about distributors to a company, the distributors don't have to know how to trade to work as a distributor for the company. There's educators on the platform that trade and that know how to trade. So you can't be mad if your distributor does not know how to trade. That person is a distributor. Now, are there some Lamborghini, workers that own a Lamborghini? Absolutely. And they could probably tell you a little bit more about a Lamborghini. They can probably give you more of a Lamborghini experience because they have one. Or maybe they drove multiple Lamborghinis. They'll give you a better experience. But again, you don't have to own the Lamborghini to work at the dealership. You just gotta know how to talk about it. Same thing goes with companies like I Am Mastery Academy, for example. You don't have to be a 6 or 7 figure trader to put somebody in position to join an academy and learn from people that make 6 or 7 figures. It's just the truth. You gotta ask more questions, man. I would never in my life join a company without asking questions, and the right questions at that, right? The right questions. All right. Someone said I started binary options a year ago. My advice: just stick with it, and one day, and just click. Yeah, that's a fact. One day it will just click. That's exactly what I did. That's exactly what I did. Sometimes 3-minute trades still need extra time to clear. What do you suggest? Don't do the 3-minute trade. If you notice that they still need time to clear, like after obviously after you're looking at them, based on your strategy, based on your entries, add more time. Don't get in for 3 minutes, man. Do 5 minutes, do 10 minutes, do 15 minutes. See what works for you. All right. Someone said, I need to get IM Academy. Absolutely. Make sure you join with the right person. Ness is the truth, hands down. That's my guy. I've known Ness for like almost 10 years now. Make sure you understand price action and market structure. Absolutely. Do you have a course or a group to join? And is it paid or free? Yes, I do have yes, I have a course and a group. All right. So I have my bootcamp within the IM Academy platform. On top of that, IM Academy also has a course itself. But I have my bootcamp on top of the IM Academy platform. I have my group chats and everything like that too. That obviously, if you guys do join me in IM Academy, obviously you'll get direct access to me, personal coaching, mentorship, so on and so forth. And then on top of that, obviously, you get access to the platform itself and all of the other educators and even the people that I've learned from. All right, so it's more than just me, which I personally think is fire. I think that's fire, but most people don't for some reason, right? To join, the link is in the description. It's the link that says teachmetotrade.info. All right, teachmetotrade.info, or you can just hit me up on Instagram and just be like, I'm ready to join, blah blah blah. Is it paid? Absolutely. Okay. Yeah, it's of course you got to pay, man. You got to pay for the academy. It's an academy, so you know what I'm saying. Only YouTube is free, guys. Only YouTube is free. If you want to stay on YouTube and learn for free, you can do that. But if you want to take it to the next level, definitely get some coaching, man. Get some coaching, get some mentorship. That's what they're for. They're to help you cut that learning curve in half and do it in a shorter period of time. Yeah, Brandon Boyd and Dr. Lee. They're fire. They're fire at teaching. Oh yeah, absolutely. Kay Whitted said, be realistic. To make 6 figures safely, you need to grow your investment capital over time. Absolutely. Absolutely. I always tell people that too. You can't expect, and I'm sorry, there's so many videos on YouTube. You guys gotta understand that's clickbait, right? So all the videos on YouTube that be like $100 account to $10,000, like all of that stuff, bro, that is absolutely clickbait. That's clickbait. These people don't do that every single day. I know it's easy to believe that because you want to be a millionaire overnight. So you're like, oh my God, it must be true. No, that's absolute clickbait. Absolute. If you don't have a big account, chances are you're not going to be making a lot of money, right? On some of my live training sessions that I post on YouTube, you guys see me probably make like a couple $100 like within 30 minutes, 40 minutes. But that's because I have an account that's more like 5 figures. Right? I have a 5-figure account. So I can do a couple $100 a day with no problem. I can do a couple $1,000 a day with no problem, right? But if y'all ain't got that, if you're starting off with $100, come on, be satisfied with $25 a day. You got to put it into perspective, guys. If you have like $150, $200 account, if you make $25 a day for 4 days out of the week, just 4 days, $25 a day for 4 days out of the week, that's $100 a week. That's $400 a month. And I know for a fact, like all of you guys here can definitely benefit from an extra $400 coming in every month. No cap, right? So start small, be willing and be able to take the small profits, grow that small account over time. Give yourself 90 days, man. Grow your account, 90 days, 3 to 6 months, whatever the case may be, and then worry about the big bucks. But it's definitely going to take time. So I agree, 1,000%. All right? All right, now the comments are really coming in. Yeah, my God, Maverick. Let's get it, man. Are you already a part of MLB? The Mind on Billions fan. I feel like you haven't answered the question fully. What is your expiration time when you're trading with the 5-minute candles? I did answer that. I feel like I said it mad times. When I'm trading 5 minutes, or when I used to, I don't do it anymore. That's the thing. I don't do it anymore because I trade on Nadex, and you can't do it on Nadex. When I used to do it, I did 3-minute positions. I said that so many times. I used to do 3-minute positions. I don't do it anymore because I trade on Nadex. Nadex has set expirations. So now I can't put a 3-minute position. I have a set expiration, which is why I explained to you guys, I get on at 9:30, I'm off by 10 a.m., 10 a.m. expirations. All right. I feel like everyone's asking the same question. I've answered it so many times. I don't know what answer you guys are looking for. Woo! Do you go for 8% profit daily like most traders? No. No. To be honest, no. I have my goal in my mind. Like I don't. When you're first starting off, it's good to have that percentage goal because it helps you to maintain discipline. Right? It helps you to maintain discipline. But once you get to a certain point, I'm pretty disciplined in my trading. I know how much, if I lose 2 trades, I'm done for the day. If I lose, I already know when to get off. I don't have to, set, strict boundaries or strict goals for myself. But, yeah. And it also depends on which account I'm trading on and how much is in that account. All right? Boom, boom, boom. All right. Woo! Let's get it. Let's see. What's the like count on? What's the like count on this video right now? Let me check. Let me see if y'all slacking. Let me see if y'all slacking real quick. Because I've been on here for over an hour now. I want to see if y'all really appreciate me. All right, we're doing okay. We're doing okay. I mean, this video has over 500 views already, though. We got over 500 views on this video. It's only 91 likes. Let's go ahead. If you haven't done so already, definitely hit that like button for your boy. All right, we're getting ready to wrap this up right now. All right, getting ready to wrap this up right now. As you guys can see, we got a quarter-hour reversal happening right in front of our face. Actually, this is a full hour. Full hour right here. This was at 6 p.m. Look at that. Beautiful, man. Come on. Come on. Man, this is too crazy, man. This is too crazy. I'll be giving out too much sauce for free. I'll be giving out too much sauce for free. All right. There's a lot of different risk management. I'm not gonna go over risk management. Right. Well, definitely not right now because it would be way too long. But the risk management really does. It depends on your style of binary trading in terms of what brokers you're on, because there are brokers that do differently. Like, for example, Nadex risk management is completely different than pocket option risk management. Completely different. Now, if you are a part of the academy, I have videos on all of that within my favorites. So obviously, if you are, just go check out my Go Live channel and go to my favorites, and you guys will see those videos. We just did risk management for Nadex yesterday, actually. But, all right, yeah, go check that out. Go check it out if you're a part of the academy. If you're not, get your butts in the academy and stop being cheap, all right? With that being said, guys, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. As a matter of fact, before I wrap it up, the academy right now, they're doing a promotion again. They keep extending this thing. You guys are lucky as you know what, but it's $185 to start. So that is literally like $8 a day. So if you guys stop being so cheap, invest $8 a day into learning how to trade, well, you'll probably be a lot better and a little bit more profitable in your trading. All right, so $7, $8 a day can make you a lot more than that. All right, so we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna run it up. We're gonna wrap this up for today, guys. I will be back. I don't think I'm gonna be back next week, to be honest with y'all, because it's my son's birthday. We're going to Disney. We're going to Disney World. All right, but I'll let you guys know. You'll see it either in my Telegram if you guys are in the Telegram, or you'll see it on YouTube or whatever. But I'll let you guys know, as always, ahead of time on Instagram, whatever the case may be. When's the next time we're going live? And if you guys have anything in particular that you want me to go over on these lives, definitely feel free to hit me up on Instagram as well. I'll also do some polls and stuff like that within my Telegram, so you guys can vote on that. Well, with that being said, guys, appreciate y'all for being on with me. As always, I believe we had a good session. I believe you guys enjoyed it. If you did, if you learned something, share it out, drop a like, add it to a favorite, do what you got to do. All right. But I'm super close to 100K. So if we can get me to 100K within like the next 60 days, 90 days, that'll be amazing. All right, so let's do that. Let's run that up. Have a beautiful, have a blessed night. Have an amazing weekend because I know today is Thursday. And I will catch you guys next week. This is your boy Rico, a.k.a. RockstarrFx. I'm out. Peace.